Welcome to Real Estate Revised with your host, Dominick Comer, and my special guest, Jen Petersen. How are you today, Jen?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. So, Jen, we met, probably a year and a half ago with different companies. You were a competing broker. I was at Keller Williams. Our first conversation was actually at a training event. And I remember when we spoke, and I'll never forget, and I think I said this to you, that I thought, wow, you are an empire builder. And at the time, Jen, I remember that you were a very big part of a local real estate team, a large real estate team. So I just wanted to know, how did you get started in the business?
I was in a corporate America and had young children. And I think I thought, like a lot of people think, that getting into real estate offers a great flexibility. And that was initially the reason that I got into real estate. I wanted to spend more time home with my girls when they were young. And somewhere along the line, it turned into something a little bit different than I had anticipated. And I really enjoyed the business so much that I had these aspirations to do more. So it started in one way, and I think it's kind of morphed into something a little bit different for me over time.
So how long have you been in the business?
Yeah, I've been in the business 6 years.
6 years.
Starting my 6th year now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's super exciting because, what I've seen you do over time has been truly amazing. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And as you stated that you originally got into the business to be able to have a little bit of flexibility, build a life, by design and be able to serve clients. So how did that all together work out for you?
It's a great question. So that was the reason that I got into the business, so that I had some flexibility to be home as much as possible with my kids while still having a great career. And I started out with a partner, a mentor, which was great. I don't think that I would have had any of the success that I've had thus far had I not been with my partner. And over time, though, the business was growing. And so I was moving away from the reason that I got into the business so that I had more time with my family. And I found myself having my priorities a little bit switched in that I was spending more time in my business and growing my business than I was with my family. And I realized somewhere along the line there that I needed to make a change and have a little bit of a better work-life balance. And that was frankly one of the things that attracted me to Keller Williams. There's a word that I hear often with Keller Williams. I've heard it from many, many different agents, and it's leverage. And it's something that I didn't know anything about leverage. All I knew was that I was going to get in the business and do as much as I could. Wake up every day, just get out there, go, 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 go. And I was hearing this leverage word from agents, and I started to listen a little bit about more what that was about and realized that I needed to get some help to grow the business, but allow me to go back to what my purpose of getting into the business was.
Absolutely.
And so that was a big part of my transition over to KW, as a matter of fact.
Well, I tell you what, the joy that I get to be able to be in business with you is to the moon. So I appreciate you coming over and making that switch. And I know that you had such a great relationship and still do have such a great relationship with your previous team. And
the best.
One thing that we hear about a lot in this industry is the loyalty to our brokers, the loyalty to, our clients. And, at some point, there's also a loyalty that needs to happen for your family. Right?
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. It was a hard decision for me to make the move because of that loyalty. Again, my partner that I was with, I think we had, we're family. And now that I've made change, it's something that I kind of joke about. I say we're still family. We're just living under different roofs now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that I think is important. It's just having those great relationships and nurturing those relationships, regardless of if we're still together, if we're moving in different directions.
What you are doing by working more and spending less time at home was actually, in the past, that was the last generation of real estate. That's how we were taught to do things. It was more of a, if your phone rings, it doesn't matter what time of the day, you need to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
If someone calls and they want to see a house, we need to run out the door and go show them the house,
Yes.
right? That's how we were programmed. And the reason that I came up with Real Estate Revised for this show is because of how we are beginning to change the direction of what a real estate business looks like. And I do think that that's kind of part of the reason why you ended up coming over with us.
Absolutely. I mean, really, absolutely the reason. I think I went to a couple different, was invited to a couple different training opportunities. One of them being career visioning, and career visioning was just, I was blown away with what Keller Williams offered and how that your path to growing your business and not having a busyness, right? That was kind of I was busy in my business, but I wasn't really running a business. And there was just this roadmap laid out for how you can have leverage, how you can have an admin coming on to help you from all the busy paperwork and stuff. That's not my highest and best use of time.
Right.
And I didn't realize that. I kind of tried to micromanage everything and have my fingerprint on everything, and it's just not necessary. All that's doing is running me into the ground, less time with my family. And when I realized that this leverage can help me to grow the business, I immediately was intrigued, and I thought, okay, this is where I was before. Although there was a lot of great things where I was, there were things that were better for what I wanted to do with my business moving forward.
Absolutely. So the team concept is fairly new to this community, at least. How do you see that shifting in our local industry? From the old school way of selling real estate, from the idea that you are the only one that can talk to or be with your clients or sell the house, and that you are the only value proposition when people do business with you.
So I think the way that I've always seen real estate, you look around and there's still quite a bit of it, but it's the sign, it's the agent, it's all about the agent. I love the concept of a team. It doesn't have to be about me. I think the team is collectively, everybody succeeds when you have that team model. So I love seeing that we have more teams in the marketplace, and I don't have to do everything. I mean, and it's not even that my way is the best way either, right? So that's the beauty of having a team, is because you find the right partners that are, somewhat similar mindset in the way to do business, but they bring things that, can enhance the way that I do business or the way that the team does business and how we can experience growth. So, collectively, I think you're better, and I say that to my clients when I sit down. Sometimes in my previous partnership, we use this saying all the time. Well, 4 eyes are better than 2, right? And that's the concept. So I love that, and KW has the model for growing a team that I did not see with any of the other brokerages here in the area.
So actually, I love that you ended that with, to better serve your clients. Because a lot of people believe that, as a team builds bigger, that your clients get less of you, when the goal for a client is to have a professional, and they can hire an agent or they can hire a business, for this transaction, for this experience that they're going to have, whether they're buying or selling a house. So we always bring it back to the model of the dentist or the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk into a doctor's office, who greets you at the window?
Right.
It's not the doctor, right?
It's MJ,
Yeah. It's our director of first impressions.
Yeah, director of first impressions, exactly.
Right? And then when you get brought back into the room for your procedure, who brings you back there?
Yeah.
It's the nurse,
Yeah.
right? And the doctor shows up because they specialize in this area, and they're the professional at what they do, right? So same thing with the real estate team. The reason that we build them is so that we can better serve more clients and create a better experience all the way around. So what's happening in the industry and what we're seeing is that in some cases, the value proposition for a team, for a good team that runs the model, that we're seeing better client experience. We're seeing better customer experience. We're adding more jobs to the community. We're collectively happier as a group, and we're having more fun with what we're doing. And I think that when we have more fun, that when we have more time with our family, we're naturally happier people. Mm-hmm. And then we go out there and we do a better job. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. I think as you grow your business as a single agent or maybe a partnership with another agent, and you really stretched yourself too thin, I was getting to the point where I was finding myself apologizing for balls getting dropped, and that's not how I run my business. For me, it's always important that I'm answering the phone calls, that I'm getting back to people in a timely manner. And when you start realizing that you're juggling too much and you're not providing that experience that your clients are expecting, then that's where you need to make a shift. And that's where, for me, the team concept and growing the team takes me back to where I wanted to start with, which is just providing an excellent experience for my clients.
Right.
I want my clients to have an experience such that when they've completed a transaction with me, that they're a lifelong client of mine, and that anytime that they have a friend or a family member that's talking about doing real estate, I become top of mind. And if I carried on my business as I was starting to juggle and drop too many balls, I'm not going to have that. And the team concept allows me to better serve the clients, the bottom line. There's no question about it. And I'll be happy to be a real estate doctor, if you will.
Absolutely.
And show out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So moving forward, now that you've started to experience a little bit about who we are at Keller Williams and some of the things that we do, whether it's inside the office with our core group of people, or now that you've been to a couple of national events, what have you seen as far as the culture of our company?
Oh goodness, so the culture, so for me, I think there's two words that come to mind with Keller Williams. The first one has always been culture, and I hear it over and over and over, and leverage. Those are kind of the two words. Yeah. And the culture, I've been now to 2 national events, so I'm only 2 weeks into my KW experience.
Yeah.
But dipping my toes in a little bit over the course of maybe the last year or so. But this last national event, and when you talk about culture and you see Gary Keller up on the stage and how he presents the company and the values of the company from the top all the way down, you see it everywhere. I mean, I saw it in 20,000 people that were there, and in the group that we have that was with us. These are people that I didn't even know. A week into my KW career, 4 days with this group of people, amazing. Yeah. I mean, family. It's family, and in 4 days for me, everybody is so open and willing to share and collaborate. And the other word is abundance. That's the other thing I hear all the time. Is there's some business to go around, and over here at our office, I find that everybody is doing what they can to help everybody else grow their business, and everybody's constantly open to learning and sharing. And I did not have that same experience where I was before, just different experience. I'm not saying bad experience, but I align more with the KW mindset, culture, and the mindset of abundance. And yeah, it's great. It's just been great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So the abundance mindset, and I love that you even went there. Our ability, and I think that our reasoning behind being able to share our complete playbook with anyone who walks by, and always be willing. I don't know anybody in the office or actually in the company that wouldn't pick up the phone and take your call, or anyone that wouldn't, Ben Kinney, you heard his name, you probably saw him on stage at Family Reunion. Ben Kinney grossed $25 million last year with his expansion teams, his real estate business alone. 2,281 houses sold in the last year. That man, if you wanted to have a business like Ben Kinney's, you could fly out to Bellingham, Washington, and spend all the time you wanted with his team and shadow, and they would give you their playbook. They would give you the words that they say. They would, and invite you in like family, like the 21 people that we were able to be down at Family Reunion with this year.
Exactly.
It's the company as a whole, and no one is scared that you're going to take business away from the next person, because we know that there's enough out there. So that's awesome. Very, very cool. I love that you got that experience. So a couple more things. As we transition into the real estate of the future, we've always been a company that's known for culture, training, world-class training, systems and models for building teams, tools and technology. So with these things, which one of those, well, we've already touched on the culture and the abundant mindset. We've talked a little bit about your opportunity to see the tool that we have for hiring, which is our career visioning class, right? That tool in and of itself, for anyone looking to hire an administrative assistant or bring an agent on their team, that platform alone is really going to change the game. There's no more just going out and finding the first person that can do an Excel spreadsheet, or they can make their way through the real comp or whatnot. It's now a purposeful process to make sure that you align with the person who you're going into business with on a deeper level than just some skills that they've gotten along the way.
Personality based, and that was one of the things from career visioning that really stuck with me, is about making, as you're growing, thinking about making that first hire and making sure that you take the time to make the right first hire, because from there everything grows. It's kind of your foundation. So you're the initial, but as you grow, you want to be very purposeful in your hiring, and that was a big thing about career visioning.
Yeah. So that at Family Reunion this year, we talked a lot about the new technology. And I know that word gets thrown around as if it's going to be taking the agent out of the transaction. It's kind of what people think. Technology has changed so much over the course of the last, 20 years. I have the first or the last MLS book in my desk at the office.
Oh my gosh.
I do, from 1999. So if we look back, that's only 20 years ago, right? And if we see how the industry has changed so much along the way, with the online search engines where consumers go, with the MLS being no longer in a book, but also online. And the way that we've done business, in fact, I always say, back when there was a book for the MLS, how many agents could sell 100 houses a year?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Impossible.
Right. And I think that there were some, and the number would be very few. Fast forwarding to today, to know that there are agents out there selling, able to build businesses big enough to sell 2,200 or 2,300 houses in 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
to the technology shift is happening again. Would you agree with that?
I completely agree.
So, and the technology that we're building at KW, and I say we're building because it's built by the agents.
Right.
Right.
Folks that are out there every day that.
It's right. It's truly been a wild ride to see this platform get built, and it is 100% consumer driven, right? It's consumer facing. We're not doing this to take the agent out of the transaction. In fact, would you agree that the technology that we're building is going to give us more face-to-face time? Because again, back to the word leverage. The technology is to help us leverage our businesses so that we can have more time to be out there beating the streets with our agents. In fact, what they're saying right now is that agents who are brand new to the business, using the technology platform that we've built, we will see them get into production faster than ever in history.
I believe that, definitely.
And the teams that are out there, or the individual agents that have great businesses, will be able to double and triple their production because of the leverage of this technology. Would you agree with those things after seeing what you saw?
No question about that. And it's not even just technology. If you go back to the systems, right, that are in place for if you have a plan to, by the way, and I'm talking about growing a business, not me as an individual agent. I'm talking about a team and what my plans are to have a real estate business. The systems that are in place, you talk about how quickly you can go from A to, I don't know, whatever, J. It's all laid out for you.
Right.
It's completely laid out. So if you plug into those systems and then throw the technology piece on top of it, I mean, the technology piece is so customer focused, client focused, that I just don't see how others have the opportunity to compete with that. Frankly, I mean, it's once it's in the hands of your clients, and see, again, I didn't realize what I was missing until I plugged in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to allow us to do more business, but the technology piece, I think, is all based around the client experience, and that's what's key. It's taking the online that everybody's doing, but bringing it to have your clients still do that, but with your technology, and that's
and making it easier.
Right. I mean, exactly. It's the experience that the client will not want to leave.
Right.
And so that's great. I mean, it's great for all parties all the way around.
Absolutely. So just to wrap this up a little bit, when you're not being a real estate rock star, what do you do in your spare time?
Well, I'm a mom. I've got 2 girls, and whatever my girls are doing is what I'm doing. I mean, and that's, the days of my passions are a little bit on hold while I do everything I can to be the best mom and help my kids, just see the world, and then, just being a mom.
That's awesome.
It. It's the best thing that you can do.
It is the best thing. All right. Thank you, Jen Petersen from Red Door Realty Group, the new Red Door Realty Group out of KW Realty Livingston. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.